All right, the broadcast has started.
Hello.
Today is Saturday, May 10th.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
May 10th, yes.
Hi,
Hi, hi. How?
hello, everybody. So, Jim just we
Hi,
have a
everyone.
how about you now?
Hello.
Okay. I already said this, but I'll announce it on broadcast that I will be on Rob Gautier's show on Wednesday at 9. The Enlightenment Network radio show. So.
What date would it be? Wednesday. I'll tell you.
It's the 14th, I think.
Okay.
Is that the 14th?
Yes, May 14th. What time?
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
New York time. Yes.
Yes.
9
Because
p.m.
he's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're on the same time.
All right.
So.
Michigan time, New York time.
So.
10 p.m. in the evening.
Yes,
Wednesday, May 14th.
So as far as I know, that's a go.
Where do you go? Which website?
I will find that out. It's all I know. It's the Entertainment Network, and do you know the name of the website?
What's the keyword?
Sabrina?
I mean, what's the keyword, Sabrina?
For where? I'll put the link right here.
Okay.
And,
it's
and
the channeler of Treb. So
yes.
Is it on his website with the radio?
Oh, that's the
station?
channel of Treb. So
yes.
Yes.
Treb channeling is the keyword, and then you'll find that.
Channeler of Treb. Yes.
Yeah. He has a Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Google Plus, and he has a website.
Wow. Okay. Very good.
Can anyone introduce Treb? I heard it. I heard about, I like the channelings, but I maybe a couple hours only into the channelings, and he has tons more.
Yes.
I kind of browse here and there, and what he says is very much in line with what we hear.
Yes.
Through him.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very much in line.
Yeah. He pretty much agrees with most things that I would say 95% of what he says agrees with what Bashar says.
Okay.
So, because I have listened to a lot of his videos.
So Treb is 4-dimension our reality, right? And
a
reptilian hybrid.
He's a friendly reptilian.
He's a reptilian, yeah, a very sweet, friendly reptilian.
Yes. Oh yes, I have plenty of room. No, you're fine.
So now let's. I will have a new. I want to start a new pattern, new tradition. Before Jim goes to chat, how about we ask the questions? So we kind of set up our questions. So whoever decides, Fission is deciding who comes. They kind of know what the questions are. Prepare your questions. I will play. Now we have an option to play. So I'm inviting everybody to pre-record your questions and send it by email to me so I can play them. So I will play the first one, if I can.
Oh, some people already sent it?
You muted yourself, Max.
Yeah, I can't really hear you guys.
They muted themselves, so.
Yeah.
They did that last time too. It's funny.
Hold on.
Oh gosh.
You didn't hear YouTube thingy? I played YouTube thingy for you. Did you hear it?
No, you had muted yourself, so we couldn't hear it.
But yeah. I'm playing something. Are you hearing that?
No.
No.
There's a YouTube icon on the left, and you can also utilize a screen share.
You still didn't hear it. I was playing right now. No?
No.
Okay. So I'll have to practice that. There is, I'm playing. It's supposed to play for everybody, but it doesn't.
Maybe there's a screen share, like you
There's
mentioned.
a screen share, yeah.
Where do
There's settings that will.
Nah, it shouldn't be that. Okay, sorry for it's a technical thing. So you still can submit your questions, but I have to learn how to play them. All right, I turn it off. All right, my question then. I just started speaking to my spirit guides through Jim, and there is a lot of questions. I don't really understand how they operate. I understand some, but I don't understand much. For example, I asked them, how do you see me? Obvious question. What do you know about me? And they say, oh, your mind is a mess. If you want to speak to us, you specifically, because it is so much mess in your mind, you have to speak linearly. I didn't say linearly, but that's what they mean. Speak word after word, not all the things together. And better speak it aloud, or if you can't speak aloud, speak it quietly, but still it has to be a speech, and then I would hear it. So, and we agreed that the introduction would be to my guides or something like that. So some formal kind of start of the message. And then I have end of the message, which is typical goodbye or something like that. So that is nice thing. Then they say, we see you only when you look at the mirror. If you look at the mirror, we see you through your eyes. And that was a surprise for me. So they don't seem to be in control of, at least not in that way, in control of what's happening. Then I asked them if, like that day I had several things broken, like just broken unexpectedly, something that worked, and then it kind of explodes, or, like a light bulb or something. Nothing important, but it was several things in a row. And I asked them if they did it and what does it mean? And I said, no, it's not what they did. And I had asked them about other bigger events, and they said, no, the bad things just happen. It's not what there is no lessons for you. It's not the lessons which we are given to you. So for me, it was everything bad that happens is a lesson for me. And now I just realize there are curriculum lessons and unexpected lessons. And the ratio between that and that, they mentioned there was like a lesson before, and they didn't say which one, but the ratio between unexpected and curriculum lessons are lots of unexpected and very few curriculum. So all the trouble which I go through apparently is according to them and others, is a creation of my negativity. So that's a question. So what, for the extraterrestrials, they know lots more. They can speak to spirit guides. So that's one of the questions. Second one, we wanted to speak about this group meditation and the announcement about negative things with Earth crusts, volcanic activity, earthquakes, that sort of thing, Earth axis. So I guess we want the update, and at some point after the meditation, after the channeling, we might do the group meditation. And I invite your questions now.
I would like to know how close we are to World War III between North Korea insulting America, taking a prisoner, or what's happening in the Ukraine, and yeah, that would be one of my questions. How close we are to World War III, and yeah, and their relationship between the between God, the angels, and themselves when things are coordinated, like they're coordinating, helping with the radiation and Yellowstone and things like that. And what's their relationship directly with the angels and God? God gives them directions or for the earth, or are they just doing it separately on their own and the angels are working on their own? That would be my second question. And my third is, Tekkrr promised me to tell me about my son's application this week. So if she comes through, I'll probably ask her that. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else with the questions?
Yeah, I just got the orb from Tekkrr.
Oh.
So I'm wondering why I was chosen for that. Because I didn't apply, but it's wonderful sometimes.
How does it feel? Where do you feel it?
Yeah, in my whole body. I was meditating the night to Monday, and then it's just came in like it's exploded from my whole body.
Wow.
And sometimes now when I meditate, I can very easily go to very calm, and I'm like very neutral, everything is okay, and that feels very nice. But sometimes I can't. But usually when I go to bed, so I have had trouble sleeping this week.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have a lot of energy that's like surging through you now?
Yes,
Yeah.
very calm energy.
Yeah.
Everything is calm.
It's loving energy. That's good, man.
Today I don't feel it so much, but it should slowly go to more of that. But a lot of things have happened this week, so
Yeah. That's awesome.
It is.
Max,
I
it's
want one
interesting.
too.
You brought up the question of, well, I actually got introduced to my spirit guide this past week with this channeling session with Jim, and her name is Candice, and she...
I don't know if you're permitted to announce it on online, public. You have to ask permission from her.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
we already announced, that's okay. Next time, be careful not to publicize things which are not supposed.
Okay. But she brought up a very strong point similar to what you're speaking to about when you... I know personally as well, I have a lot of... I'm thinking a lot, and I have a very intense, dense thoughts, so to speak, meaning there's a lot of very strong concentration going into thoughts, but it allows... It hinders our spirit guides for people who think a lot very intensely. It hinders our spirit guides to kind of see through the layers to kind of help us and see...
Right. You go into answers. Let's do questions first, and then after the channeling, we'll do the answers.
Okay, okay.
All right. Go with the questions.
Okay. My question would be, what is the most pivotal thing we as a species have incorrect about our history?
Oh.
Can you say again it?
What's the most pivotal thing in our history that we have wrong?
Oh, in the past?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions?
I would like to ask about a dream I had a couple nights ago. A Yahyel came in my house and he was telling me this information, and he said contact will be made on the 14th. So I'm kind of confused about that because I don't really know what he means by that. So yeah, that's one of my questions.
Okay.
It's very quiet. Did you hear it? Can you repeat it?
Yes, she said you visited her in her... were you asleep?
In a dream. In a dream.
And said that she'd be contacted on the 14th.
Oh.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, contact will be made on the 14th.
Oh, the official open.
Contact would be made on the 14th. I think he was talking to you personally.
I'm not sure. Like,
Okay.
Kind of confused me.
Let's see. I think it's more likely personal than open. We would celebrate.
Yeah, really. Because they said to us so far that 2015 would be the...
Yeah, so far they were...
So that's what I'm making my assumption on, but we'll have to ask them about it.
All right, any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question from Renee about, he was asking about, I suppose it's the reptilian in the middle of my drawings.
Uh-huh.
He would like to find out more information because it seems familiar to him, that he saw it in his sleep, so he would like to know more about that.
The one on the top middle? Or the
Yeah,
middle?
right.
Middle.
The middle.
Okay.
The one in the middle.
Middle row,
and
middle.
then, yeah.
Okay.
For my part, my question, it's still about the languages.
Yes.
I wish, I know they're preparing us for something, but I feel like maybe a little more guidance.
Okay.
Without, I know they can't tell us everything, but maybe if they could give us a little more guidance on this, because I'm speaking another one.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I know. And it's actually it sounds, you know, Max, the video you have posted, it sounds a bit with the girl talking the language, it sounds a little bit more like that.
What do you mean?
A little bit more insectoid.
Oh, she used the word "we," "we," which is exactly "we love you" in Arcturian. So
Yes.
and you know, compared to what Zechariah speaks, I think it was Arcturian. You know.
Oh, okay.
The word was very recognizable.
Okay. And then I would like to know about that particular entity that had come to me, that I was saying that I can't speak when it comes in.
Yes, the one when you're driving.
Yeah, and it came in 2 other times.
Yes, yeah. I remember you speaking about that.
Yeah.
More questions?
Yeah,
I have a question.
All right, let's do that.
Because how do you know if they're going to be answering the right question?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Please mute your microphones when we start in the session.
There was a question from someone who doesn't have a microphone.
Okay.
That's from Jasmina, and she just is asking, she says, I have a question. What does my dreams about the corner in the sky mean?
Corner in the sky.
The corner in the sky?
Yeah, she can't speak, so I can't really explain much more.
C-O-R-N-E-R, corner?
She's in the chat. She's talking in the chat on the side, so I don't know if you can access that and see.
All right, let's leave it mysterious question. All right.
Corner in the sky. Okay.
Now, somebody
It's
has
like a new world, she's saying.
Hmm?
A new corner. I'm not sure.
All right, Major, you have the feedback. Try to, either put headphones or put a microphone away from your speakerphone. All right, now we are ready. So we invite our usual guests and more.
I am Buddha.
Hello, Buddha. Welcome.
I have come here for a very short visit because I wanted to explain something about the chakras before I go any farther in my teachings of them. we have already talked about the root chakra and the sacral, as you call it. And I wanted to let you know something general about the chakras. The chakras are many layered. Are you understanding that this is true? There is not just one chakra layer of each color, shall we say. There is multiple layers, and I'll tell you why. You bring with you into this life shadows of your former chakras. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, shadows.
Shadows of your former chakras, and when you lighten each chakra, you lighten that pathway to regress into that chakra and into that lifetime where you and what you felt. And when people do certain codes and things on your body, it pulls out things from your past lives, from your chakras. Do you understand this? Because it is important for me to teach this now so that you can understand that when you are meditating, you may go deeper into yourself than just one human chakra. You have many shadows behind this one that light up and can give you information and guidance as well whenever you bring these into proper attunement, when you bring these into proper energy form. Does this make sense to you? I hope it does.
Yes.
And I just wanted you to know these past shadows hold secrets to the future because they're not in any awkward sequence. They're in a perfect pattern to bring you forward, especially those of you with that have enlightenment or are seeking enlightenment. These will pull you forward. They are like a path to the future. Do you understand? Yes. So when you go back and travel the chakras and you get to the one that is here, then you are able to understand how to move to the next life and the next chakra. But it can happen now as well, because your awareness of the past brings things into fullness within you so that you may open up things that you are not aware of. And this is a secret to your third eye, your understanding of who you are and what you shall be in this life, and where to move in your next. Now, you would think that your chakras came to you at random, but this is not so. There is a pattern. There is a guidance from the spirits in all that you do, in all that you feel within you. So, I remember that you were just speaking about some of your random lessons. Yes, there are random lessons. But you know, those random lessons are part of your world. And you must learn about your world and how it operates and the troubles that are there. But then there are the profound lessons. Yes. These are all part of your chakral system as well. Mm-hmm. When you relate to, when you learn something in this lifetime that is of value, it definitely becomes part of your chakral system. Whatever chakra it affects, and it could be more than one, will be encoded in there for your next life, so that you will know if you did not pass that particular test, you will have an idea of how to be more successful in the next. I will leave you now because that is enough information for you to think about at the moment.
Thank you very much. Much appreciation.
That was lovely.
Thank you very much. To see. Happy.
Wuha.
Wuha.
Yeah, хорошо. Greetings.
Greetings, Tekkrr.
Thank you. One moment. Welcome.
Hello, Tekkrr.
Greetings, Tekkrr.
Hi, Tekkrr.
Greetings, Tekkrr.
Greetings to all.
Greetings, Tekkrr.
Greetings.
Greetings, Tekkrr.
I am honored. There are many questions. The way that this was presented is a little confusing for the questions to be answered. There's many channels and directions to go, and I am not sure which connections are with which people.
I would start with the most important one about seismic instability of Earth.
Yes, that was Saphira.
Yes, thank you. Probably not only mine, but one of them. Yes.
Where you were commenting about World War III.
Yes, Tekkrr. Yes, thank you.
I was not. One moment. The situation is dire in many ways on your planet, and therefore you have received much help in the last several months. There are many things to worry about, as your people would say, but things are as they should be at this time. There is threats of war. There is threats of world problems. But I would more be aware of the Earth itself. We need to help the Earth because she is in pain. When she is in pain, she cannot use all of her abilities to help mankind. There was a time when mankind could call on Mother Earth, and she was fresh and new and could give energy unlike what she can do at this time. But there is a threat of war. We cannot tell you how that outcome will happen. There are too many relativities in this area to pronounce the full truth, but there will be problems. However, my concern right now is the seismic, volcanic, and Earth-related problems because Mother Earth is your home.
Is there anything we can do?
Yes. There should be, on the hour, prayers going to Mother Earth. Because she needs healing right now. So there are many time zones represented here. Bring Mother Earth a gift when you think of it. Reach out, feel the energy coming down from Father Sky. Let it collect in your hands, and then give it to her as a gift, and have her recycle this energy into her health. Feel it moving out in all directions. Feel it moving out from your hands in all directions, and tell her to use this for healing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because now she needs energy more than ever.
Can you give us a specific example by yourself doing the prayer right now, using
Yes.
Jim's hands?
Yes. You hold them out, and you say, you feel the energy first. And you thank Father Sky for giving you this energy in your hands. Those of you that can feel it and those of you who cannot. It is gathering because you have thanked Father Sky for it. There are chakras in the middle of the hand. You should be able to feel this energy coming into them. And then, prayerfully, give it to Mother Earth. Move it down and say, take this energy, recycle it for your health. I feel it moving out in all directions for healing's purpose. Does that make it more aware for you?
It does. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I just discovered for myself that I can do Reiki on Earth, and that's exactly
Yes,
that.
that is what it is. It is actual Reiki on Earth. The Earth needs your energy coming from the sky, coming from your hands. Just let it flow. It will not hurt you.
And what about for Japan? Can we do anything for them?
There are those from Japan that listen to this channelings, and they will do as the same as I said.
Okay, thank you.
Is it good to do that in nature?
Yes, it is good to do it anywhere you are, because that energy is intentioned for Mother Earth and it will reach her.
As usual, I have a slightly negative question on the same topic.
Yes.
I wish this negativity to be used for positive purpose.
Yes.
So Roxy channeled a council of human higher collective energy,
Yes.
Arcturian collective energy, and few other collective energies. And there the Earth collective suggested to have a middle-sized disaster invited at Earth. I guess they wanted an experience or cleaning purpose of that. How does it fit? So Girk Fitneer tries to keep everything out of disasters, and then human collective invites a disaster.
That is not so. What is so is that this will lessen the disaster. There will still be a lesson to learn, but you do not want the disaster to be of such a size that it will destroy much. So we are calming the outcome of the disaster. Do you understand? It will still happen. There will still things happen. But this will help calm Mother Earth and help calm those things that are to come. The lessons will be learned, but lessons are for the living. If they are dead, they cannot learn the lesson.
Yes. Are you in communication? What is the structure of your communication with human collective? Is it pretty good communication?
Yes.
Are you talking through Arcturians or talking directly?
We do both. There are times when both are necessary.
So you are aware of desire of human collective to bring a smaller disaster?
A smaller disaster, which they already know will come. They are already aware. They just want to actually verbalize that it is.
Okay, because I was trying to block the light.
Please continue.
Your Caitlin, your dream. About the 14th of May.
Yes.
Is that Caitlin that I'm speaking to?
Caitlin stepped out, but you can answer. She will hear the recording.
I did not feel her presence. That's why I asked. Perhaps I will go to someone else.
Oh, fine.
Someone asked about the dream about the corner of the sky.
Yes, it's...
Yes.
Jasmina.
Jasmina.
This is the corner of the sky that she is from. That is why she dreams about it.
What does it mean, corner of the sky?
When you look at the sky, it is all around you. But when she finds a corner, this point at the corner where she sees the dream is where she is from.
Is it close to horizon?
It's not for her.
She said it was very much different from our world. The colors were different, and we were not human anymore.
Yes.
It was also a bit scary later and much more real than this life.
Yes. This is where she is originally from. She has gone back in teleporting herself to this area of the corner of the sky, and where the corner is where she is from.
Okay. She also said that she helped with the breaking down of the matrix. The world was very much more real. Wait, somebody move this.
She has passed through several densities, and she can see that there is changes that have happened to the Earth in over many millennia. This is what I believe she is speaking of.
Okay, and can you say from what world she is, or?
I will not be able to say at this time because that world is not permitting me to say.
Okay, thank you.
Tekkrr?
Yes.
Tekkrr, last week you told me you would check on my son's application that he submitted in October. Is there any more news on that? I promised him I would ask.
There is no need for any more communication about that. He has found a place.
Oh, what do you mean, please?
His application
Yes.
for the right thing has been accepted.
Oh, it has been. So he's been having more. Go ahead, please.
Continue.
I'm sorry, Tekkrr. Go ahead.
No, continue.
Oh, I just didn't understand. So his application has been accepted, and he's been having more dreams lately, but there's no purpose to them. They're just random dreams. I don't know. Are they scanning him now, or will they interview him soon, or?
They will be observing him, and that is the cause of his dreams.
I see. Okay.
There are those that are around him, and they cause him to dream. And this is fine. They are observing these dreams at one level, although they are at many conscious and subconscious levels. But they are finding what they need to know.
Okay. And there's no saying how long it'll take between this moment and an interview. Is that correct?
There is no time period except when they know for sure that they can accept them as a traveler.
Okay. Thank you. And I have one more question about the relationship between our ET galactic friends, like your Girk Fitneer and the other alliances, and your relationship to the angels and to God Father, God Mother. Is it all coordinated? Does God direct also what you guys are doing on the Earth? Excuse me for saying you guys. Your Federation is doing on the Earth, and are you getting directions from God, or do you work together with the angels to coordinate? How does that work? Is everybody working separately to help the Earth?
No. There is alliances between those in the flesh, and there are prayers between those of the dead, or spirit, or the living spirits. I do not need to use the word dead, because there is no such thing really as death.
Right.
But
So,
they do work together. Let me continue.
yes.
They work together and are becoming much more uniform in the way they move. More communication is being utilized at this time between Girk Fitneer and all those other alliances that are here, all the other species that are around the Earth as well, that are just observing or are actively involved. Now, in accordance with that, prayer is a very important part, and seeking out those entities that are more knowledgeable than those in the flesh. So we do call upon them to help us. We do call upon their wisdom and knowledge to help us with things that we cannot even comprehend about your planet, because you are so diverse. It makes it difficult for us to foresee some of your movements. So we asked to be helped with these kinds of scenarios. Does this answer your question?
To some degree. But first, Tekkrr, I would like to thank you for answering my question about my son and keeping your word and getting that information. I forgot to thank you enough for it, so thank you. So God is the ultimate orchestrator of everything going on the earth, including orchestrating and working with you?
Yes. When you move backwards from third dimension to the ultimate heights of God, yes, there is a lineage and a line and a power and a message and a plan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much, Tekkrr. I love you, Tekkrr. Thank you.
Thank you. The negative spiritual forces, are they officially acting on the will of God to bring us disasters, disease, and things like that?
Their perception of what should be and their God that they speak to are not of the first creation, but are very powerful indeed. They live with their potential to overcome all other creations, but as yet are secondary in power.
Robert Shapiro channeled, among others, he channeled positive beings, but there is some positive being whose charge was to create disease and to control the lifespan of all physical beings in the universe, more like that.
The reason for this was to be actually kind to these species. Eternal life in a body is not a positive thing. Does this make sense to you?
Of course, yes, thank you. I would invite more questions. Anybody has urgent questions?
Yeah, there was a question from Renee. And I'll just read what he wrote. It says, I had done some drawings, and there was one in the middle that I supposed to look like a reptilian.
Yes.
And he wrote, the one in the middle with the green coloring around it is familiar to me. In my sleep state, I saw an image very similar to that. I remember he was wearing some kind of peach coloring toga. I had this mind contact about 3 years ago in upstate New York. I remember he was telling me they were a warrior race and they once were a warrior race. Do you know anything about that particular ET race?
They were a warrior race at one time. But now they are a peaceful, more peaceful race. They still have their moments. They have come through great difficulties and have realized that war and being warriors is not a complete life. There must be balance. And their balance has come about, and they are actually more peaceful now. They do not want me to continue to speak about them. They would rather speak on their own behalf, because they feel that when we speak about them, others speak about them, there is a chance for error.
We invite them to come for some time.
Thank you.
They will speak to this person.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
They would personally rather speak to them and tell them what the situation is, rather than have an outsider, as they speak to me as,
Sabrina, you
speak
had
for them.
All right. Sabrina, you had more personal questions? Your questions?
Yes.
Could you please hold for 1 minute? I have to speak to Gabriel for a moment.
Of course.
And then we will come back to you.
Okay.
Gabriel, the ball, the golden ball that you have received will help calm you. And the reason why you were chosen for this is because you were living much too much in a spiritual state. You must, on Earth, live in the full body. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your vibration is high, but in order to make it fully what it should be, you must live in the entire body.
I feel more in my body now.
Does it help you with that?
Yes.
Very good.
It has been great this week.
Wonderful. I understand it. It will help you with your human side. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
You will be able to relate to humans better now. That is why the orb is there, to help you remain in the body and to bring up from Mother Earth that grounding that you need to live on Earth. Because as it was, you were not fully living your life. You were living in many channels of spirituality and could not even relate to Earth in many ways. Is this true?
Yes, to some degree.
Yes. This will help. And you are going to notice it. You noticed it right away, I'm sure.
I felt it when it came in.
Yes. And you said you had a very good week. This is a reason, one of the reasons.
I had trouble sleeping because then I feel it so much before I go to sleep. So
it will calm. Yes. Go ahead.
First, I need to get used to it, probably.
Yes, but things will be fine. You are young. You will be able to handle the changes that come. Sabrina.
Yes.
Continue.
Can I just ask one question in reference to that? Why does he need to be more grounded if we're shifting and bringing up our vibration?
He needs to be living in the human body. The entire body must be awakened in order to move up in your vibration the way you should. As humans, you move your vibrations in a certain way. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So he needed the orb to, yes, ground him so that he could actually become a part of humanity to help it.
Oh, okay.
Because he is a light worker and a leader. But he cannot function as a human as of yet, totally. He does have many human qualities, but there are many alien qualities in him that did not relate to Earth's ways.
I understand. Um,
You were going to ask a question.
correct. One of my question was, I had 3 times an entity come in, and I would like to know who it is. It's a very strong energy, and I'm not able to talk.
Let me. One moment. This was not a usual entity. Its power is greater than mine. But it is a light being. You were entered by a light being. Did they communicate with you?
The only thing it did 2 things. The one time I went down the stairs, sat in front of my son, and all it told me is, you must love humanity as you love your son.
Yes. It was definitely a very high spiritual being. It's rare that anyone is possessed by angelic powers, but this could have been an angelic possession.
And then another time, it came in, and then it told me I have this friend who's sick. It sort of like stepped aside. I drove to her house. Then it took over again, did some healing on her, which she felt very strongly, and then it left.
Yes. A high angelic being. Very powerful.
You
In the human realms, it loses some of its power, but still, a very powerful being indeed.
can you give me a name or something so that I can refer to the being?
They will tell you themselves.
Okay.
Let me see if they will tell me. It was Gabriel. Gabriel was the entity.
Thank you.
I would invite, if you and Sabrina can speak alien languages, it would be wonderful.
She has a new alien language.
Yes. What?
May I hear it?
Let me see.
Yes, you're right. It is Arcturian. It is Arcturian.
We.
That's Arcturian? I thought when I heard it, it sounded different.
It is a dialect of Arcturian. There are several dialects of all languages.
Oh, okay.
When we speak English, there are English, and then there's Australian English. There's the England English. They sound different, do they not?
Yes.
But these different dialects, and plus you have other languages on your planet. You call them different things, but this is an Arcturian, one of the Arcturian languages.
So, one of the questions I had is like, I know we can be told what.
You will know more soon.
Okay.
You are a multi-linguist in galactic language. Therefore, I would think that you will become an ambassador of some sort.
I would invite you dialogue. Can you speak any language together?
Arcturian?
Any language you both know.
She knows Pleiadian. Say something to me in Pleiadian, one of the three dialects that you know.
I did practice one in your language. Just
yeah?
one of the ones that 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗧.
Oh. Mokwa Shontia. Takabuda.
𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧.
Makuto. Wotafuaiche.
𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧𝗧.
Wohatuo. Wotushifuatimio. People put the Koto. Koshoto. Abido Diabo da. Oh. Da. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Would you like to know what we were talking about?
Yes.
Yes, please.
She was introducing me to her other languages by saying that her other languages are much different than Lyran, but that she enjoys speaking Lyran just as much. She loves to speak these languages because she feels like they're going out and enhancing the world. And they are. And I told you this, that all the things that you speak and do, your intention is always positive. And so whenever you speak these languages, you will go out with positivity into the other realms. Does this make sense?
Yes, because I was, I was talking to Mother Nature, to the Earth, the one time, and I was blessing it, but I was trying to use the different languages to do it.
Whoa. Very good. But you see, when you're speaking these other languages, the tonalities and the different aliens that hear them are all affected.
Okay.
This is good.
Oh, okay.
Do not be upset that you do not know what you are to do in the future. They are still deciding which ways to use you to the best of their abilities.
Okay. Thank you.
I would like Gordon to speak, if he's there.
Gordon.
Are you there, Gordon? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're good. Your camera is off. Yeah.
Yes, see me?
Yes.
What was your question?
The question I asked to the group, what is the most pivotal thing as a species, as a human race, that resonates best with you, Tekkrr, as a species in our history? Have we kind of given misinformation about what resonates best with you?
Egypt is the most misunderstood. I will tell you some things that have been revealed about Egypt. The stones were not put in place by slaves dragging them up. They were levitated. There was also communication devices all around the tops of the pyramids, in the Sphinx, many communication devices that could link galaxies together. This has been rumored many times that there are things there, but the actual history is written as human history, and it's actually more alien.
Mm-hmm.
There is things inside the Sphinx and under the pyramids that will interest mankind when they find them, and they will realize that this was not a true human colony. This is probably one of the greatest of your misunderstandings. Does that make sense to you? There was a There was a crystal on top of the Great Pyramid that was the divine communicator. They called it a divine communicator, but it was actually just a mechanism. But it had the ability to also channel with spiritual worlds. So therefore, yes, your Egyptian history will change eventually.
Interesting. I mean, as you know, that resonates deeply with me, and I immediately think, looking at the dimensions of the Giza pyramids due to the golden ratio and seeing it, basically what you're saying is the pyramid would act as a catalyst to concentrate the energy through the crystal, in a sense?
Correct. It would work both ways because of the shape and of it could actually bring communication down and collect energy within the pyramid, and then that energy could be utilized to send back up.
Mm-hmm. And they could
but there is also machinery and mechanics within the pyramid that have not yet been discovered. Not all of it was taken with them, as you will find. Especially under the, but there is a life-changing thing within the Sphinx as well, and there is a way to open the Sphinx, but you have not discovered it yet.
Without breaking it.
Yes, it is a mechanical device.
Interesting. Are they onto something near the Giza pyramid? They have discovered and as you know, media doesn't always give the full truth. They have discovered a possible new catacombs, or in a sense back door to the Giza pyramids. It's about, I don't know the exact dimensions, how far from it, but it's possibly another entrance that's now being discovered that could lead to greater tunnels, because as you know, there's a large tunnel underground.
Yes, this is true. But they are not telling you what they are finding in these back tunnels yet.
Exactly. Okay.
They are discovering things that are not part of the Egyptian history as yet.
Any more questions? Caitlin is back. Gordon, do you have any questions more?
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Caitlin,
Oh, hello. Hi, Tekkrr.
your dream about the 14th.
Yeah, the Yahyel told me that contact will be made on the 14th.
One moment. That is correct, but not this year.
Next year? April next year?
Perhaps. That is a set parameter within a certain parameter of next April. The 14th would be the center of that parameter.
Okay. What kind of contact?
Yes, the contact 2015 is still intact.
What is the estimated probability?
About 82%.
Oh, wow.
So, like, is this contact with me or contact with everybody?
Contact with the Earth.
Official open.
The official contact with the Earth is within time parameters that you can understand.
Okay. He also told me something about a king, and I don't really understand that, but...
What did he say?
I don't know, he was just telling me some history, and then he mentioned a king. I don't know what kind of species the king was. Maybe Yahyel, maybe not. But yeah.
Is he speaking about a king that comes from Earth that goes to the sky?
I'm not sure. I think I don't remember that part. I just remember him
There
talking about it.
There is a king that resides on Earth that comes from another species. He was brought here to escape a world that was in turmoil. Because they wanted to preserve their king, they sent him here with a human body. But he will return to them soon.
Oh.
Wonderful, fascinating. Is it a race which we communicate with, or some other unrelated?
You know their race has been mentioned in these parameters.
Thank you, interesting.
It is a godlike race in some ways.
Wow.
Because they are very close to their evolution as well, except it's to the 6th dimension.
Oh, from very little body to no physical body.
But Earth is the safest place for this being at this time, because no one would look for him here and still would not. Even if they heard that he was here, they would not want to come here.
Strange.
To Earth.
But what can happen to a spirit? I mean, he incarnates as a human, right?
Yes.
How a spirit can be harmed?
It cannot, but they would not want to go back to 3rd dimension. It is primitive. And they would not know where to look.
How? I mean, the king, you say the spirit of the king is hiding here. Why cannot it hide anywhere else? Why does he have to incarnate?
That is not for me to answer.
All right, thank you.
Tekkrr, I have a few more questions, if I might. Thank you. In case there would be a 3rd World War beginning, could our intergalactic friends prevent nuclear devices from being used this time?
They have already prevented several nuclear devices from being used.
Yes, thank you very much. And this time as well, if they would be, you know, because Iran has nuclear and North Korea has nuclear, America.
If the gods permit.
Okay. And one thing I don't quite understand is this. Our ET friends have to be very careful, like, about what they say and where they're exactly from and the languages being used. But your capabilities are much more superior to our government whatever our government tries to infiltrate or whatever. So I don't understand the need for secrecy exactly, because there's nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear from us. Is it the reptilians that you fear finding out more information, or is it our government, secret government, etc.?
There are many reasons to withhold communications. One is so that you will not be afraid of the future. One is to let not those that are negative become part of the plan to destroy you with more information. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Also, humanity, the governments, do not even understand. When we keep something from them, it is because we fear that they will misunderstand what we are saying and think that we are going to war with them. There's certain informations they look for, keywords that they look for, that will trigger them to take action against us. They know we are here.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not want to be one that would actually say something that might trigger a reaction from Earth. It is not meant to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We are coming in peace, and to maintain that peace with your government, there must be some secrecy.
Okay, thank you. And when contact would happen, like in April of next year or the beginning of April of next year, would it be simultaneous around the world, or would it be just in one spot?
12 different locations.
Okay. And the United States would be one of them?
Of course.
Okay. And one more question about my son. Is there anything he can do to communicate with those who are trying to scan him right now?
No.
No. Okay. Thank you very much, Tekkrr.
Can you speak more about spirit guides? How much are they involved in general? What's the ratio between things which are events which are under their control in design and random events?
Your spirit guides are there to help you when you have needs. They help you when you call upon them. They do not necessarily help you at every situation, because they do not hear what you need necessarily. They know some things that you need, and they will help you as much as possible. However, it is interesting that a lot of people do not even know they have spirit guides, and so they cannot help them as much. But
how can
the more you can speak to your spirit guides, the more you get to know your spirit guides, the better they can help you.
I was under the opposite, very mystical perception of life for the whole life. Anything that happens around me, I perceived as a message of gods and spirit guides and angels.
Others will help you. Yes, there are those outside your spirit guides that help you as well, because you call upon them, you pray to them, you ask for their help. They are there when you need your help. You call on your daughter, your son. There are those that help you. But it is always when you get to know those people better, the better they can help.
But my recent understanding was that many things are happening at random, and there is no one responsible in the spirit world and higher worlds for those.
But you can ask for help with those random things as well. Help me with the random daily life, and they can help with that.
Yes, I got it. The question is, was I wrong interpreting that everything that happens to me, positive or negative, any event where the randomnicity is expressed, I was interpreting as a message. And now I kind of realized that maybe it wasn't a message, maybe it was just random.
Not everything is a message. Not everything. You're correct.
So what percent of the middle-sized events in my life are under control of higher forces?
The day that you spoke of that many things were broken,
mm-hmm.
your spirit guides had nothing to do with that. However, aliens did.
Oh.
But it had nothing to do with your spirit guides, and so that is what they told you. It was not us.
So my worldview was very egocentric. Everything was around me to guide me somewhere. And now I realize that maybe I'm creating those events and nobody else is guiding me, that it is kind of random creation of my own outlook. Is it right?
To some extent, not completely.
Mm-hmm.
There is spiritual activity all around everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is for you, but to be egocentric about it is not the purpose. You are in a community, a world.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of these things that happen to you are not to be seen as just for you, but you're learning so that you can help the world. You see, it goes out from you, not into you. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Negative events, like repetitive negative events. I go offer my help, it was turned down. I go to another place, offer my help, it's turned down. Is it for the purpose? Is there a higher guidance there, or I just failed several times?
There is higher guidance as well, because you will find your perfect spot when you are ready for it. And then that will be where you blossom and grow. They are holding you back for a reason, which I cannot tell you at this moment, but there is a reason.
I understand. So the ratio, at least in meaningful events, the ratio between the random failures and higher guidance is what? 1-to-1? Or it's always higher guidance?
You have such a scientific mind that it does not make sense to think of it that way, actually.
Oh, where am I wrong?
They help you when they need to and when they have to, and you will fall into line whenever this happens. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's not a ratio of any sort that we know of, because it happens as it happens, you see. The synchronicity of your world and the synchronicity of our world come together, but it's not in an algorithm that your mind can understand, or any human mind, actually. But there is a mathematics to it, but it's not what you think.
What is the best way to ask the guides to help us?
Just by being honest and open and truly yourself, your perfect self, and in love ask.
But do we do it mentally, or do we speak it out loud?
You can do it. There are some of you that must speak out loud because the density of your thoughts are too close and cannot be depicted separately from one another. So saying it out loud is the safest.
What is the power of spirit guides? What can they do? For example, I'm driving and I feel that yesterday I was driving, I felt that my tire kind of goes flat, and I prayed, can you kind of watch over my tire? Is it in their power to watch over it?
Yes, they probably are the one that gave you the inkling that it was something to pray about. They got a hold of your attention, and you got a hold of theirs. So it was, in that case, it was one-on-one, but not always.
So it is in their capacity
Yes.
to control, but they can't see me, right? They cannot see.
They don't see you until you look in the mirror, but they see your inner parts. They can see as spirits would see.
Chakras?
Yes, they can see that.
Now, they discovered very recently, like I had a small chronic illness, and apparently they didn't know about it until my friend alien told them.
Mm-hmm.
How is it possible if they see all the chakras? How can they not know about that illness?
They do not look at that sometimes. They're more spiritually oriented. So they do see some things, but they are not understanding if they are not human. some of them are not human, so they would not understand it as a flaw in your body. And some of them are human and would see it as just something that they've seen many times before and we're not concerned about. They're more concerned about your spiritual well-being, and they're more concerned about preserving you in the sense that you don't have major accidents or things of that nature. They can suggest things to you. They can suggest things if they feel that your body is that far unable to function. They can suggest to you what to do about it.
Mm-hmm. When I'm writing poetry, are they involved?
If you involve them, they are.
Oh, so I can write poetry without their help?
You can write poetry without their help.
And grant applications?
Yes, but they do help you.
Near-death experience.
Yes.
Near-death experience.
Yes. They are those that will let you see things in your near-death experience, yes. They're actually going with you as you go. If you are heading for death, your spirit guides will help you along that channel, that path, till you are inside the gates of the spirit realm.
Here is very much related question. So when I meditate, for last few months, I kind of first my consciousness, I'm conscious, and then at some point there is a click, and I see the light coming. Who is that coming? The light in my mind. Is it my higher self? Is it spirit guides?
It is probably your higher self, but for each individual it can be someone else. But for you, I believe it is your higher self and your subconscious. Yes.
Wonderful. So Jim, when somebody enters or exits, and Bashar as well, there is a jolt. He kind of shifts.
Yes.
And sometimes it's multiple jolts. And recently I discovered that when I meditate, I also get a jolt. And after that, usually it's like hand or leg, and then there is somebody, the light is entering.
Yes. This is definitely a channel in you opening, and you're bringing in that particular light. Higher self, or perhaps a spiritual entity coming with higher self.
Oh, wow. So now when I exit, I'm happy there somewhere on other side. And then usually I have, I'm in a hurry, so there is a time event, like somebody is coming or bus is arriving or things like that. So somebody brings me before, like pulls me down, and I arrive to my body before the alarm rings or the bus arrives or somebody enters the room. Who is doing that?
I cannot answer that.
Thank you.
I do not know.
Oh.
What it may be part of your third eye perception at this time.
Oh. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate your assistance and help and insight.
When Max is in that space, and if he asks a question, so he can ask a question directly to his higher mind, and will get an answer from him.
Yes. Yes.
Major has a question. Major was asking in chat if he can ask.
Ravi.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I have an aquatic question.
Yes.
I would like to ask about Japan, because we all know what's happening there.
Yes.
I would like to ask about the state of the Pacific Ocean, how life is being affected in the Pacific Ocean, what we can do about it, and also if it is true about the shark's capability of absorbing certain radioisotopes.
Yes. The state of your ocean on that side near Japan is a big problem. We have tried to remove some of the radiation from these areas, but it is too much. Having 3 reactors melt down is a lot to handle, especially when we're working with weather and other things as well. And plus, it is those people in that area, the ship that's in that area that's dealing with this, and they had to call for backup. More ships are coming from Girk Fitneer. Now, understand that we do not fly here from our planet through space. We fold time and come that way. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to fly through space. Let me tell you why. Because there's many, many areas of gas. And it would explode us in a moment if we were doing thrusters and things of that nature. But to get back to Japan, they're also having more seismic activity right now, which is unfortunate because of all the places on Earth, they need it the least. But yes, the ocean around has been affected. Many fish and animals in the sea are dying because of this radiation. And yes, the sharks can attract some of this energy, and it is because they are not a species that were developed on the Earth.
Yes, they cannot get cancer, is what I've been told.
Yes, they cannot.
There's also another thing I'd like to ask about Japanese technology that they may be holding in secret. I'm not sure if you would be aware of this.
They have
Do they have the ability to disintegrate radionuclides?
They have this ability, but it is not controlled as yet.
Through magnetics, correct?
Correct. There are things that they have that are experimental that are not exactly working the way they should.
They're quite confident about it, but I know it's very secret. They don't want other nations knowing about it.
They do not want other nations knowing about many of their secrets, as well as many other countries have secrets.
Oh, yes.
United States has many secrets. England has secrets. Russia has secrets.
Do Sweden know about aliens? Government?
All major governments of the world know about aliens. Sweden does as well.
There was a conference at the UN about it.
Yes. There was.
Held in secret.
Yes. But you are right, there is many dire problems over in the Pacific area near Japan. Of all the areas of the world, United States and Japan are the most concerned because of the seismic and volcanic activity that is possible at this time.
So, Tekkrr, may I ask you one thing? So, besides prayers, is there anything else we can do to stop these seismic activities, especially particularly in Japan? And how imminent is the danger? Is there any? You can give me a kind of a percentage of
within 1 year, there will have to be a major seismic activity. Within 1 year, major seismic activity will have to relieve itself, as you might say, because it is so built up at this time. We are trying to move things gently, more gently than it would possibly move at first. There are ways of disintegrating rock that would cause major problems. Does this make sense to you at all?
Yes, yes.
Under the surface of your planet,
yes.
There's a mantle, and this mantle is breaking up at a an astonishing rate in some areas. And therefore, we have moved some rock out of the way so that it will not push up through the earth. It is a very difficult and very sensitive operation.
So when the Earth moves to the fourth dimension, would it resolve the issues? Would it be healthier for Earth?
Not necessarily at this time. If you were in fourth dimension, there would still be problems with the third dimensional Earth.
But the fourth dimensional Earth would be healthy?
The fourth dimensional Earth does not quite exist yet, except in other dimensions.
So when we shift within a couple hundred years, would that seismic problem resolve and the Earth become healthier?
I cannot give you that answer. But I can tell you this. There is a fourth dimensional Earth that does exist beyond your dimension.
Okay.
Not that you were aware of course.
Different reality.
A different reality, exactly.
Okay.
But these things are not important at this time, even. What is important is this reality remains intact. This reality survives. There is a reason for that.
There is a concept very popular among Lightworkers that shifting would make the Earth healthier and heal it because the Earth wants to shift. Is it right?
To some extent, that is correct. But to another extent, Mother Earth suffers during these shifts.
Oh.
There's damage done, and yes, it would heal, but there are scars for many millions of years. But I cannot explain to you how this works at this time. I actually am losing energy.
All right. Thank you very much for so many answers.
Thank you, Tekkrr. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did anybody not get their question?
The island you asked about me last time, you were right about one of the name, at least. I found it. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧
Very good. He is speaking about an island that has much alien activity because it is very sparsely populated and is in a part of the world that is not being monitored as much as other parts. It would be the Shetland Islands.
It only has one building, I think, on the island.
Yes, and there's much alien activity up there because the population is small and they do not really... They see the things in the sky, but it's not a concern to them.
Yes, I have friends who live there, and they have confirmed this.
Yes.
Just one small thing about first contact.
Yes.
When to allow it to happen, we have to be a certain state, all of us. Is it more? Is it better to, or what is the most important, to be alien aware or to be enlightened?
Both are necessary, but to be alien aware would be a good thing. Because if you are not alien aware, it will be very frightening.
Yes, because it's a lot easier to talk about these concepts when you talk about enlightenment and all this metaphysical stuff than to talk about aliens.
But even when you are enlightened and alien aware, it still may be frightening because of who you are as Earthling. And that is why we bring these messages of peace. It's like for you when a relative passes on and you knew for a long time that they were sick and ill and they were going to pass on. The time that they pass on still affects you greatly, does it not?
Yeah.
this is how first contact will be. You will be prepared for it, but yet it will be an emotional shock because it's actually happening.
And because the vibration you come with.
Yes. I must go.
All right. Thank you.
Woo-ha.
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 Namaste to you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Tekkrr.
Namaste.
Thank you for sharing.
Hello.
Hey, Jim, welcome back. Where is your tea?
Hi,
we have it.
Jim.
Hey.
Welcome,
Hey, Jim.
welcome back.
Hey.
That was long. Wow.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hi, Jim.
Have to have my thirst quenching. When I get done with the aliens, they leave me thirsty.
Maybe they can drink water.
Yeah. How's everybody doing out
Probably
there?
a lot more
That's
to that
like an
than we-
hour.
Is it okay?
Good. That was like an hour and a half straight. Wow. That was long. Yeah.
Are you
I've never seen
okay?
Tekkrr speak that long.
Oh my gosh. I feel good
Oh,
though.
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
I'm fine.
So we have a letter to support this dude's invitation for alien ships on the side, and few people signed it, and I think it is a great help. You don't know about it, but basically this dude invited more ships to come. I think they had 4 ships and invited 3 more, something like that. I don't remember exact number. I don't know exact numbers, but they invited more of Girk Fitneer ships to help the Earth stability.
All right.
And we posted this invitation. I posted the invitation. Basically, we are supporting that invitation, and some people signed it in comments.
Oh, cool.
So I invite more of that, and I didn't ask Tekkrr if that helps, but I know it helps. I do know. So next time next time you talk to them, you can ask if that is of help, and I'm sure they would confirm. In the past, we did that, and it was even few light workers when it is basically Girk Fitneer, internal Girk Fitneer event. It is one thing, but when light workers from Earth support that, goes to the different level.
Yes.
There was another thing I wanted to discuss. So again, in that past session, which I had to cut it out because it was a private session and it was intended basically for me and Jim, a friend came, Pentim, Yahyel Pentim. Now we have a new. Oh, he's there. He's on. You know him. So he suggested that our way of inviting help, financial and other help, other meaning activity on the side. I really appreciate Laini, Slava, Sabrina doing Facebook.
Laura.
What is Laura doing? Oh, Laura, yes. Yeah, LJ. LJ is her name is LJ.
LJ.
And Gordon really becoming excellent, and Saphir becoming really being involved in many ways. And there are other people
that are wonderfully involved.
So being involved is important. Eli brought us lots more visitors, and Jim has immediate that allows him to pay his house bill.
Right now, the last couple weeks have been really, really very good. I've been real blessed the last couple weeks.
Thanks, Eli, for posting our videos on Lightworker sites. Basically, I think we are covering about 80% of Lightworker sites, which is not that many. It's about 15, 20 Ning sites. But Facebook pages are not covered, so please help us there. So Pendim said the way we invite help is suboptimal and it can be improved. One thing we always mention donations, and I always mention how poor we are and we need your money. And he says it's negative. It doesn't help people to help because they feel it's just another way of advertising. And it is another way of advertising, but it's very inefficient. So he said that we should say that it is all right to help us. It is really right thing to do. And, we are here because you're here. And it's really hard for us to keep going, but we do that because it's needed. Now,
we do.
It's hard because you're making it hard. These are definitions. You need to change the definitions and make it easy for the money to come in. Have that attitude. And I've gone through this experience in the last few years of my life and been very poor. And now the money is starting to manifest its way in. And we just got to be very careful how we define our words and our meanings.
I'm starting to...
Amen.
Amen. I'm very much a believer in that of the law of attraction, because it's really working for me. It really does work. So, because I would never ever, if you told me 10 years ago that I would be here doing this, not working and making a living by channeling and doing Reiki and working in people's gardens, I would say, wow, you need to see a psychiatrist. So, but I am here by the grace of God and by the love that you share and the love that you have for the aliens, and it is working for me. It is working for me.
All right, so...
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate all your love.
Here is the...
Appreciate it too.
My technical suggestion. I listen, this is called Talk Radio. I forgot the name.
Blog Talk Radio?
No, some other one. New York, made in New York City. It's Radio Lab, that's what it is.
Radio Love? Okay.
Radio Lab.
Lab.
Yeah.
Lab. Okay.
So these are actually incredibly great in all ways, group of people, very talented. It's just a new generation of blogging, audio blogging. That's what it is.
Audio blog.
They are very scientifically oriented, and they touch the topics which are very much light worker topics, but they speak it in a way which doesn't scare the mainstream public. So they do it amazingly. They talk about all sorts of things, quantum theory, and mind over matter, and these sort of things, but in a way that is very scientifically enlightened and very spiritually enlightened. And the way they advertise themselves, they invite you guys, the audience, to advertise for them. So instead of them reading their advertisement, please support us, blah, 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 they let the audience to read these things. So people call on the answering machine and leave their kind of read aloud messages, and then they play it as advertisement. And it works great, especially when children do that, or when some people are just talented in that. So I'm inviting this as well. I don't have the voicemail line set up for that. If you really need voicemail, you can call my phone, it's on the site. Or Jim is not set up. My phone, and I can take that message and play it back at the end or in between of those. But you can also help by writing it on a computer or writing it on your smartphone or smart pad. Or another way of doing that would be the YouTube. If you go on YouTube, upload, and then click record your webcam, you can just record your webcam and then share it with me. You don't have to publish it. You just do unlisted version.
Can you show me how to do that? Because I have a big file that I need to send to Saphira, and I can't send it. It's too big.
Of course.
Show me how to do that.
It is use Dropbox. Or you send it.com.
Google Drive as well. You can
If you have a Google Drive, yes.
A Google Drive?
Jim, I will
He'll
help
show me.
you.
Yeah,
I will
he'll-
show you.
he'll show me.
So.
I'm not computer savvy, so.
And
That's why I
your
don't-
vision is limited.
My vision is limited, and I'm not computer savvy, but
So
Max can help me.
So, what can you say there? First, introductions. I mean, we introduce ourselves all the time, and I think people are tired of my introductions. How about you introduce us? What we really do? Because on the website there is the impression it started as invitation to human calling. It's still valid. There is also invitation to Utopia 5, and there is also invitation for donating your DNA for voluntary hybridization program. But this is a smaller part of what we do now. Most important is regular channeling sessions and private sessions and chat in between, which is important. So how about you talk why it is important for you and for listeners and everybody, and we broadcast it. Obviously, if you can show your face moving, like video face, that is 2 levels up. It's really, people really look at your eyes and see how you, if you believe in what you say, because it's much easier to speak when your face is not shown. It's like way easier because, you know, it's much even if you're, I mean, showing face is hard. So second thing, if you can show your face while recording, you're on the webcam, just give your photograph, that would help. If you can do that, that's fine. You can do just audio, and then we'll, we also invite video editors. There are a few talented video editors there who can put together these voices and something else to bring it in.
I'm not sure what you're asking them to do.
Oh, advertisers.
Oh.
Send us money, but you say that to other people.
So basically, what you're asking for is for everyone to say, why is this website important to us? How has it changed us? How has it helped us?
Yes, it's more than website because it's a community. Website goes down, we just move to another website, right?
Right, but this particular one
has
helped open doors to a lot of us. So how has it done that?
Yes, inviting more people, and how can you send us money and help in all other ways.
And you're going to play these on Talk Club, or you're going to put this on
right here.
The website?
I will play it in the end.
You can put them in the site?
I will put them on YouTube page, on the site, and in this video there is a way to play YouTube. Today it didn't work, but basically later we'll compile that in YouTube, and in the beginning or in the middle or in a toilet break we will play the as usual. I mean, we're doing the classical TV show. That's a TV show what we do, and they have commercials. We'll do commercials, but the commercials of new type are of less commercial style and really like more of people supporting us, telling what it is, and you can share your experiences as well. So Max is my link to commerciality. But works. Jim now is supported. Part of your support comes from private sessions over Skype and telephone, and part of that comes from Reiki sessions. Reiki sessions also you do Reiki, and then you do spiritual consultation, which is essential. That's why people come. They kind of come to talk to their spirit guides and other guides. During Reiki, sometimes I will channel their spirit guides or things, and so part of their Reiki session is channeling as well. So not always, but when they come, they come. So. Also, text-wise, if you want to advertise as text-wise, it's also helps. If you write a good text, some people are talented writing text, and then others can read it aloud. That also would help. If you read somebody else's, we have now encouragement category, and if you just read aloud that encouragement thing, that also would work as advertisement. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's how things work these days. I wish I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, there are more interesting things. I'm more interested in the commercial things. I know we need money to survive. That's the way of the world. But we're more interested in the spirituality and what the messages are. But,
Sorry. I'm trying to get in there. Sorry about that. Yes, speaking of a spiritual message, I have to say, that I left Google Hangouts in order for somebody else to be able to come in the beginning after I was done speaking with Tekkrr, and I was in the kitchen and I felt so much love. I felt such an urge, like, oh, I have to come back. I have to be back. I have to be back. And I don't know if anybody else feels this beautiful energy or special love, but I just had to come back and be part of it. So, does anybody else?
We feel good. Yeah, we feel happy.
Yes.
Does anyone else experience a kind of energetic connection while you're here talking in the?
Yeah, I could tell that.
The Jesus with you, I got very enlightened after you had on your website. So much energy came through me that time.
Oh, fabulous. That's great. I love that. I love it when the energy goes out to you guys, that the aliens connect with you personally. I like that.
But now I have the orb inside of me, so I...
Yes.
So I would assume the orb would make you more spiritual, but apparently it's just for grounding. It's like a heavy weight for you.
Yes.
No, but actually makes you calmer.
It's not going to help.
But I become more spiritual by being more grounded.
Yes. Excellent. Yes. That's
Very wise points there. Very wise.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be connected to be
the entire body.
going in both directions.
I have to be more human.
Well, you need to be able to connect to humans in order to
I
help
had the
them
same
too.
advice as well, Gabriel.
But it was a miracle. He was promised an orb, and then he got an orb, and then he got the confirmation that he got it.
So,
But they said 6 months, and it just went 1 or 2 weeks or something.
yes.
So I was waiting for 6 months.
Right. They gave it to you faster than they promised, so that's a good thing. Usually they're slow.
Now, when it came to taking our DNA for hybridization, they were really fast about that.
Yes, they have it, and now they're waiting to use it. So.
Yeah, for them it was very important. It's kind of a redemption. You were guilty of something, and then when you're endorsed to do what you were doing in secret, it is so much relief for them.
And it's come to my attention that they're taking a lot of children, but only with their permission, and teaching them things.
And parents' permission. I insisted that parents have to give permission. And
well, they're also talking to the parents about how to treat their children that they're teaching, which is very interesting. Liney, have you had any? Is she there?
Oh, she stepped out.
Because Liney would be a perfect example of that.
You can't.
Oh, I can't say that?
You can't say much.
Well, she would be an example.
When she's there and when she supported.
I thought she was there.
Still, no.
Okay. But, anyway.
I just asked her to come back in.
Huh?
I just asked her to come back in if she's on Skype.
No. It's okay.
It's okay. But anyway, there's many examples of this around the world now that they're teaching our children many things about the changes that are to come. So it's a wonderful thing, but they one of the things that is a problem is they can't always relate to humanity with these things, and so they have to be grounded.
Yeah, for grounding, I do Reiki on Earth. It's one thing of grounding. Another thing is when I meditate, I focus on my root chakra. Apparently, that was advice from Buddha and others. Focus on your root chakra and start your meditation from root chakra, which normally I would do heart chakra. It's much more natural for me, heart and head. That's my meditation, connect heart and head. But they say about focus on root chakra, so I do that now. And food, when you eat food, focus on it. It's really get into your body. It's so unusual for me. Really feel, no, it's my body. These are my hands. This is food. It goes in. It's so unusual. Just focusing on physicality is so kind of difficult for us.
But, well, not only that, but when you focus on giving thanks to the plants and the animals for giving up, you know, the animals for giving up their lives, the plants for you.
Yes.
Extremely important.
It is.
Hey, Max.
Yeah, you should always pray to your food, and that's why a prayer is said a lot around the world before you have food, to give blessings for that food.
Right.
Because not only will it be more nutritious for you, it's also balancing out how we predatory use that to gain more energy from it.
Right. Exactly.
Max, do you have a stone and mineral store near you, or do you own a sodalit stone? Do you know what that is? Sodalit?
I don't.
Say again, the solovite?
No, it's called sodalit. It's sodalit. It's a stone. Yeah, it's a blue. It's a very dark blue stone with white running through it. And this is a stone to connect the mind and the heart together. So if you are in a mineral and stone store near you, and you know where they have these really nice, half precious, you know, real natural stones, and you get a sodalit donut and you wear it around your neck, it'll help you connect your mind and your heart. Not that it's not. I'm not suggesting you're not connected, but if you want to connect it a little more.
Yeah, I use many stones, but not this one. I will look into that.
Okay.
Caroline had a question.
Yes.
And she wanted to know if anyone knows how to make high frequency water, and can you use distilled water? What frequency is the best to use, and how do you put the frequency in water? As in play music near it, etc.
Tonal generators would be the best.
I think another way, though, is to scan your water, because your hand has chakras in them. Do you know that? And you can actually use your hands to scan things and purify things and make them stronger or weaker or whatever. Like, and so I use my hands for, if there's something that I'm not sure of, if it's good or bad, the chakras in your hands will actually help with that. I know there's other ways, but I think that the chakras in your hands also help with making water more safe and taking elements out of them. Because if you can feel the energy in your hand and your intention is to purify the water, I don't see why that wouldn't happen.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah, sure.
It's about water and the power of water, and also the negativity of water can be put into it. There was a group of, I believe it was North Koreans, and they were gathered around a table, a lot of war leaders, discussing some not very nice plans, and obviously they shared the water that was on the table. Now, this water on the table made them violently sick, almost to the point of death, because they were talking about such evil things that it contaminated the water. So it just shows you what our positive intention, what our intentions, water picks up in a memory, and we have to be very, very careful.
And that's why I'm saying that I believe that you can purify your water and make it intentionally what you want it to be. So coming back to physics, I bought at some point a distiller for the water, and I hated it. The home distilled water is dead. You know, it's
not good for you.
It evaporates and condenses, and it was so bad. I hated it. So I returned the distiller. It wasn't expensive, but it was a complicated machine which basically does that. And I use filtered water. And I have a set of stones which are special stones for water. I put them there. Actually, I stopped doing that, but I used to do it for several years. And now I do broths. I do celery broth. I think celery broth is something which is great for drinking. Or celery, carrots. It's more like a soup, vegetable soup, but a little bit of vegetables and a lot of water. And when you boil it, it's amazingly good. Also, I do herbs, Indian herbs. I did it for many years. Now I switched from Chinese to Indian herbalist, and this is something which changed the whole structure of the body. So that's my, instead of tea, I'm doing herbs and water. And I'm blanking on something else. There was something else.
I guess
my ex-partner in Germany, he was a doctor, also a healer as well. You go to the apothekers there, and they're full of dried herbs, and they will use dry herbs like sage, for example, if you've got a bad tummy, and because it's hot, because it's warm, it goes straight into your system, and it's very good for you.
Yes, that thing. So what I was blanking on, just switching from herbs to lemon. Bashar said, try cool water with a piece of lemon. And apparently, people normally use inside of the lemon, the soft part, but I discovered that outside the skin is even way better. So a little piece of lemon. So that's what we have. We have in the fridge the bottle of water, the jar of water for the whole family, with fresh piece of lemon, which we change every day. And that works great. And thanks to Bashar. I think
there's more vitamin C in the outside than there is in the whole of the inside.
I don't think it is the nutrition; it is the structure. I think the lemon just changes the structure of the whole thing. So yes, Reiki energy. I know Reiki energy works, and there are some devices that saturate the change the structure of the water. So homeopathy. The principle of homeopathy: you take something, you dilute it once, mix, dilute it again, mix, and there they have excess. So diluted 200 times, 200. So it's 2 to the power of 100. So 200 dilution is you take something and dilute it 2 to the power of 100. Basically, there is no initial atoms of that substance in that water. It's just the structure which is inherited from the initial atom. So even if it was mercury, the structure of mercury, it's not the mercury itself. So I think with the lemon, it's the same thing. It's a little piece which kind of changes the whole jar of water into something else.
Okay.
Thank you, Max. I've got to go now. Sandy, can you send me a few cookies if I give you my address?
What are the cookies?
I want some cookies that you made. Anyway, blessings and abundance and abundant blessings to everybody. Bye, Jim. Bye, Sandy. Bye, Max. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I also wanted to talk to Gordon. Gordon, are you there? I see you.
Yes,
Gordon, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. Or bye, Safira.
Bye, those who are leaving.
Bye, Safira.
Bye. Bye, guys. I'm
Bye.
leaving also.
Hi, Gordon.
So you
Go,
wanted
guys.
to share something?
Oh, you wanted to share something?
Yeah. I'm trying to remind me on what in reference
I
to.
think I asked mostly about spirit guides and the negativity. Negative things happen. Are they a result of my mindset, or are they lessons? I think that was my main questions for today.
Are they a result of your mindset? Are they lessons?
Oh, for Sabrina, is Sabrina left already? Anyway, Sabrina, if you watch again, I had one thing. She said, shifting up. I'm again blanking on something.
What I know of...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there is a lot of blanking today.
What I heard is that there will always be one spirit guide with every person here on Earth all the time. So usually there will be usually 3 spirit guides. And some of the guide will leave you for some time and came back and share what they have done. But there will always be one there with you.
Oh.
That's what
That's cool.
Interesting. I always I wonder, if you can invite more spirit guides with specific expertise for specific parts of life. I don't know.
Yeah. My understanding is that we all have three higher spirit guides of each density. So with a 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional spirit guide. I use the term densities. People use the term dimensions. It's kind of based off in the law of one. They speak to it, but each density is still 3-dimensional, from my understanding. But you do have 3 separate spirit guides. I don't know exactly what density mine was, but she said the other 2 would like to speak to you and will speak to you at some point. Basically, we always have to understand, and Major's good about hitting on this point of understanding time and time-space. It's relative to us in a different sense than it is to them. So when the moments in this current point in our space-time happens, then they will implement, like you spoke to, Max, not random but more guided catalysts in your life. And I think certain spirit guides are more resonate more with you. I know I actually had a changing of spirit guides when I was 6 and 10.
Oh, really? How do you know?
In my session with Jim, my spirit guide told me. She said you actually have had a changing when you were 6 and 10. She didn't tell me the exact circumstances in which they happened, but she said you basically. She said it very lovingly, and she said they were called. Sometimes spirit guides can be called away because they can be utilized best and most efficiently for somebody else at that time. So, say for you, Max, a spirit guide is very, very well versed in science and logic and left brain thinking, and they need to resonate with you to get you to understand how to evolve on a certain aspect of this present point. Then they maybe will shift a spirit guide of that nature to you, and maybe the nature of the spirit guide was very loving and right-brained, who was with you, who did their work and was very efficient in giving you those lessons, will then maybe come to me or somebody else who's lacking in those areas. So everything in its entire spectrum of things is all around balance. It's always comes back to this root of balance, of balancing left and right brain, of balancing feminine and masculine energy, of balancing light and dark. It all is still negative and positive, or it's still negative and positive polarity is still even based around balance. When you really get to these higher levels of ascension and understanding, they speak to this knowledge that it's paradoxical to think this way. And the way humans think, especially, is so many paradoxes and so many just funny. It's funny to them how many paradigms we think, and the way we think, it's just silly. Just why would you think this way when if we knew the truth, then you would never act this way. Why would you hurt other self when knowing that they are yourself?
Yes.
Things
it's
of that
a lot
nature.
about understanding things. Yes.
Yes, it is.
I want to use that opportunity to officially invite more spirit guides to me for first business experience, because that's an area where I don't have any experience, and I feel that I need more of that, because somehow my life is moving into that direction. And second, my optogenetic company needs more of that guidance, and so far I think I'm making steps, but they are not successful. Maybe a guide from spiritual guides might help us. And second area.
You've got a human working on that for you, Max, so I'm working on something on that for you.
No, he's working on that for you.
Thank you. On what you said, healing?
No, financially.
Financially, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, business, finances, and all that. I mean, the business is not only finances, it is talking to people, making things happen, leadership and group work, and all of that is something very new to me. And next thing we
all have our qualities, so yeah.
Yeah, mentally I'm there, but luck-wise I'm not there. So I wish I invite more luck in that direction.
Can we change? Does our spirit guides change? Do some come in, some leave, some go?
What I understand is what Aisha told me, that the spirit guides are more like your friend, and guardian angels are more like your parents, a guardian angel will stay for the whole lifetime, but spirit guides can come and go as they wish. But
That's interesting.
Because if you are a science, for example, and then you change to a spiritual being, then you don't need a science spirit guide, really.
Well, yes.
If you change too much, and sometimes they just come for you for a certain period of time or something, what I understand.
Well, I had a spirit guide change in my life.
Oh, how do you know?
They told me that Ernest was my grandfather, and he was my spirit guide for a little while. He died when I was very young, and he became my spirit guide for a while. But he moved on so that an alien spirit guide could take his place because I had to learn to deal with aliens. So my grandfather was my spirit guide in a nurturing way in my younger years. And now I have an alien spirit guide in his place. That's the one I know that changed.
All right, and thank you. And the second area where I need help is, again, I'm inviting spirit guides help there, creating an online community. Apparently, it's something new. Most of the spirit guides never lived this. They didn't live that era of human development, and it is something new. The online thing is very new, so very few of them would have experience. But building a community, maybe in the past lives they have experience building a community. Now it's global. You guys are global. It's all over the globe, and building that community, we need more luck and help there. It's growing slowly, and maybe it's right that it grows slowly because when it grows faster, I become overwhelmed because people start writing lots of letters, and some of them are important, and I just cannot keep it up. Cannot keep up with that. So more spiritual guidance here would also help.
Would you like me to start a Facebook page for Human Colony?
Oh, you weren't there when Sabrina and Gordon were discussing that. So Sabrina already started. Gordon has experience, and that is Ravi. Ravi, are you suggested? Was it Ravi?
Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah.
Ravi. So contact, in a most appropriate way. I don't know. Choose how you three want to communicate. Keep me in the loop. Maybe I like email best because it kind of allows to reply to all and keep all people in the loop. And I mean, if you start an email thread and maybe also kind of discuss that on a website and just move forward. I think that would be great because the negative side of Facebook is that a lot of people have Facebook requires you having a real name, and many people would be afraid to associate their real name with the aliens, especially if they have mainstream jobs, which are sensitive.
Oh, I've been banned 3 times.
Say again?
I've been banned 3 times already.
You've been banned?
for having wrong names and...
You didn't use a real name?
No.
Yeah, but on the other hand, a lot of people have the jobs which are not sensitive to that. Say, if you're an electrician, nobody really cares if you communicate with aliens on Saturdays. Or there are people, there's whole cultures which are not sensitive. Like I think the Spanish culture is way more open to that. So for some people it's just normal. And some people just make their living of that, like Jim and other light workers who just went all the way. They are on the other side, and they live openly on Facebook, and they talk about aliens on Facebook. So it's changing.
Yes, I'm very open about aliens whenever I'm talking about people now. My friends have gotten used to it now.
Started from October.
Yep, my friends are used to it now. They're very protective of me. They think that aliens are dangerous, some of them, but they're very open to talking about it. And my one friend I told him about the radio show. Oh, be very careful. They can exploit you on the radio. And I'm going, I don't think that an enlightenment network will do that, but I know they won't. So.
We already exposed. We have
Yes.
hundreds, thousands of views.
Yes.
I mean, it's building immunity. You show your face, initially you
Yes.
get hurt, but then you kind of, your spirit guides, your angels, kind of build a protection around you.
But some people don't understand.
One question I would like to ask in the future is to one of the channelers is actually, what is the purpose of Facebook, and is it really being designed for the AI they are trying to create?
What's AI?
That's one question I'd love to ask next time. Maybe in a private.
Oh, it's a mixed thing. Facebook has a lot of negativity. They do things which are obviously negative. They kind of don't respect the many things they force on people wouldn't welcome. But at point, they are a powerful social place where, especially people at work, like the ones which work on the computers, programmers, they are online all the time. And it is so healing when you work on a computer to get someone knocking nearby in a different window, just switch the window and there is peace there.
Right.
I was in that situation for many years, and it is one of the most healing things in these days if you work on a computer.
Well, and also I see Facebook as the beginning of our communal society. We're there in spirit and cyberspace and connecting in some way. So it will become a different connection eventually.
But
yeah, I was actually told cyberspace is going to be a very pivotal ascension catalyst, and the in my channeling session, my spirit guide said, you know, you're tech savvy and you're gonna help out with this in the cyberspace being a critical part of ascension, because people are going to understand basically whether you look at all the scientific background behind Moore's law, the speed at which we're advancing with it, it's already going to be in 10 years up to the speed of close to a human brain, and it's the closest analogy we can have to a collective consciousness before an actual fourth density shift. And so I think the ETs understand that and see how that can be utilized in such an extremely positive way, but it is just a channel, and it can also be utilized in a negative way, which is, you know, been the case for a long time. But now there's so many great people and light workers who the truth is coming out, and there's not as much misinformation, and people are, you know, realizing what's resonating. But cyberspace is going to be very, very huge. I've been told.
The messages from Oh, go ahead.
Watch Caprica if you can. That was very enlightening about that transition of well, you know, you see the Google glasses now, don't you, and all that. And it's almost like the next step up, and they banned that. They banned it in the end. They stopped it at a certain point because I think it was getting a little bit too close to the technology the military have. Simulations, the virtual reality, the holodeck, everything that Gene Roddenberry was channeled.
Gene Roddenberry had some great channels. He had to be being taught by aliens, because a lot of things that many things, I should not say everything, but a lot of things that he channeled were very right on. So
he channeled himself, or he had used other channels?
Worked for Star Trek as well, which is quite interesting. So the guy that channels Bashar was actually one of the post-production people for Star Trek.
Yes, Daryl Aiken, yes.
That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
The show has a lot of really good metaphors or analogies.
Yes, it was wonderful for that, yes.
And also he's going to be releasing his film this year, which is going to be showing pictures of the Shah, and he's got the same CGI team that has worked on The Life of Pi.
Oh, wow.
Working on his film. And he's going to be talking about channeling, and he's going to show you what he sees in CGI when he goes off into the channeling state and when Bashar comes through. So that, for me, is going to be so exciting.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing that.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's really wild. So, anyway, Gabriel, were you trying to say something? I saw your picture flash on there a couple times.
But James, you do you want to be a big stream or still be able to talk to everybody that you connect to? Because Anka can't really have a group he can talk with, but the most of people he can't.
Right. I like the personal sessions. I like to talk to people one-on-one, and I know the aliens like that too. They can give them better information because they're more directly connected to that individual. In a group setting, it's harder for. I can tell they strain a little bit more to get the information. But in a one-to-one situation, they flow a lot better.
Yeah. We want every one of you to become channeler.
Yes. I think that's part of their purpose is to help you become a channeler. But first they got to get you in the right frame of mindset, the right balance, the right grounding and everything, and then they're going to open you up. So
we already have several channelers in our group. Like Zachariah is around, he wants another session. And there are a few other people who can channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I invited Zach today, but I don't know where he was.
I tried to channel, but I got the orb instead inside of me.
Maybe that's the start.
Yeah.
That's probably, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, so how it will develop? Obviously, the ratio between the channelers and people who want to speak to higher spheres might remain the same right now. I mean, we just developed new format. This format is unique. That's the only, that's the first one. Nobody is doing that, where anybody from the world can come and speak to people up there. So let's do more of that. And if you develop channeling abilities, let's create a network of things like that, and we'll have your webinar, and you will channel to others. And at some point, hopefully, few aliens will talk to each other. Right now, we have, say, Sabrina speaking Lyran to Tekkrr.
That was wonderful.
And then maybe Tekkrr would speak to Lakesh. Lakesh would speak to someone else, and we'll have a group conversation like that.
I don't think anyone else is doing that either, talking alien languages online.
Oh no! I mean, we just got that video where the girl apparently she speaks. I think she speaks Arcturian. It's posted on our website.
It's exactly like what Sabrina was talking.
It's very similar, and she says "Bee" several times, and that's very. That's we love you basically.
Yes.
I had.
She's incredibly happy when she's doing this. It's like the most joyous interpretation that I've ever seen. It's like beautiful.
All right, let's wrap up with meditation. People suggested that we do meditation for the Earth.
Yes.
How do you call it? Earth.
Well-being.
Well-being. Earth. Health of the planet. Yeah, health of the.
Health of the Earth.
Geological health of the planet, I would say.
Yes, it's since we've been hit by energy from the center of the galaxy on 12/21/12. It has knocked the Earth for a little bit of a loop. It will balance out. However, it's causing a lot of havoc right now, more than they expected. So I will take. Let us meditate on the Earth. It is very important now.
Do your official meditation.
Okay.
Our official blessing. Do your official blessing.
I'll do official blessing.
But can't we invite a being that can do a group meditation together that will help us guide us through that?
We invited for next time. Right now, Jim's channeling muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean from another time it will be fun.
Yes.
Is that you standing up, Gabriel?
Well, yes, that's him, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, last month there was a Earth Meditation Day. I posted it up on the website.
Yes.
And
there
tried
are
to join in with that.
Get in touch with them. They have synchronized meditation around the globe. But right now, let's do that. Our blessing. Do the blessing.
First of all, thank you for all those that help with getting the spiritual information to the world. We thank you and love you and honor you very much. Thank you, God. The higher spirits and powers and angels and aliens that are working in connection with each other to help us. We just really, really thank you. And we just ask that you continue to help us. We thank you, Mother Earth, for all that you do for us. Without you, we wouldn't be here. You are our life, our grounding, our energy from below. And we just thank you for going through all these things for us. And we know that you're having a hard time right now. And that's part of what you know to be your sacrifice for us. And we love you, and we give you energy, and we thank you for all that you've done for us. And we thank all the things in between. We just know that we're all working together for unity, a continuation of great energy, uplifting vibrations. We don't understand completely why we have to go all through all these things, but someday we will know. And we just want to say, give us what we need, understand us as well as you can, and let us grow as quickly as possible, or as quickly as you want us to, into the beings that we are to be. I know that we have our perfect selves with us right now. They're in there. Just bring them out to the edge. Bring that spirit up and out. So thank you very much. And I want to thank all the people here that are helping with the vibration of the earth being raised. These are wonderful, good people. And I just want to thank them and thank their spirits for all the things that they are doing as well. And just thank you very much. All I can do is thank and praise right now. It's such a good feeling to know that we are being helped and looked after. Amen.
Amen. I will play for a minute. Let's meditate for a minute, and I will do the music.
What was that? Somebody said something on there.
I said namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Can we give that love to the earth?
Love to the earth, for sure. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And I bid you all farewell. Thanks for coming. And
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Max.
Namaste, everybody. I truly mean that.
Muha.
Muha.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste to everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great day.
Thanks for everything, guys.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Bye, Kathleen.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Huh. Very good. Here, eat this mess.
Goodbye. Where do I disc